Hello, every little scientist that is out there.
How magical accent.
It's the Elisa accent. I'm Miss Elisa. I'm for the STEM session for third graders and above. And today with me, I have Miss Tiff working the cameras, and she'll be helping me out. Say hello to Miss Tiff.
Hello.
If you are here already, remember to write in the comment that you are watching, and we'll give you a little shout out and we'll say hello. And if you have any questions, if you want to say a comment in the comment section, you may do so. You are free to do that. We'll give everyone a few more. I see that we have some friends here already, more little scientists that are joining us. I am very excited because we're going to learn about the Earth's orbit. I'm pretty sure some of you guys already know about the Earth, but I'm going to share more awesome facts and studies with you. Is it not crazy? It's going to be really, really fun today. If you know anything about Earth, give a little shout out. Hello, Heidi. We have one scientist who commented.
Thanks for the
Comment away, my friends. Oh, okay. Well, y'all want to get started?
Yep.
Scientist Tiff, do you want to get started?
Yes!
Yeah! Let's get started. All right. Before we get into the Earth's orbit, let's talk about how to be a good scientist.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll over, and there's no wires for me to trip because I knocked down the light last time. So, to be a good scientist, you need to ask questions. Like, what are we going to learn about the Earth's orbit today? Did we already learn this last week? No, we didn't. We learned about weathering last week. We're going to observe. We're going to observe this drawing of the planets I made because I cannot have a physical planet here as much as I would like to. I would like to have Pluto because that's small enough, I think. We're going to do an experiment. We're going to be doing a DIY project of a sundial today. It's not really an experiment, but you do the experiment with the item we create today outside. So technically, yeah, it is. Make good guesses. Guess how we're going to make this sundial. You can even put in the comments if you like to, because that's always fun. Take measurements. We have no measurements today. It's going to be a great day. Be safe and ask for help. I always ask for help, so Miss Tiff needs to be prepared for all the help I need.
Ready and waiting.
Ready and waiting. Wonder about the world. Isn't that funny? We are learning about the world today. We're going to wonder all about it. Make predictions. Like, what are we going to learn exactly about the Earth today? How many days does it revolve around the sun? How many hours does it take in one day to have the sun? No, to revolve around the sun. No, to have its own axis. Sorry. I got confused with those two. And use our 5 senses. Sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. We'll be mostly doing touch and sound and hearing because you need to listen to the facts about Earth. But that's mostly it. We're not tasting anything unless you like to eat paper. Don't eat paper. That's bad for you. Don't eat paper. And the most important thing is a good scientist never gives up. I have made countless mistakes making these DIY projects for you guys. So that is okay. Hi, Sadie. I just saw it in the comment. Is Aiden here? Hello, Aiden. Hi, Liza. Thank you for joining us today. All right, since we just found out about how to be a good scientist, we are going to go into the facts about our Earth orbit. That's us right there. We are the 3rd planet from the sun. Mercury's first, and Venus, and then us. Okay, let me give you some fun facts about the Earth. Did you know, Miss Tiff, that the Earth is round?
Yes.
Yes, it's not flat. I know, right? The Earth is a round ball. And it has its own axis that travels 24 hours. That's a total of a day. So we get day to night, 24 hours. And it revolves around the sun. Wait. You already know what it is, but I'm about to blow your mind. It's actually the Earth rotating around the sun approximately 365 days, 0.25. It's not 365. I know you're like, what coffee are you drinking? What water? What's going on with your mind, Miss Elisa? Well, I'm going to tell you that it's actually 365.25 days. for the Earth to rotate around the sun. I will explain that to you later. Haha. You have to stay now. So, but did you know not everyone believed that the Earth rotated around the sun? People in the early 1800s believed a thing called a geocentric model, which is the sun and planets revolving around the Earth. What? It's like the Earth is the center of attention. But let me tell you something. Our sun is just a giant ball of plasma that radiates heat and light. Now, how does that sound familiar? What is that? What does that sound like to you, Miss Tiff?
Heat and light? Fire? When you say fire?
It's a fire? It's a star.
Yes.
Yes, it's a star. Good job, Miss Tiff. So our sun is a star, and when we look out in the night sky, we see our stars really don't rotate or move really. So how would the sun be able to rotate around the Earth when stars don't rotate? So scientists started trying to figure out, and they created the stellar parallax. What is this fancy word I am saying? It is when the object in the foreground position changes based on the observer. Sounds like a bunch of words, right? Can you do an activity with me? Okay. You're going to extend your arm, and you're going to put one finger up. And then you're going to close one eye. Okay. My finger is in front of the camera. Now I'm going to open my right eye and close my left eye. Now my finger's background is covering Miss Tiff's hand. And I keep going back and forth, and I realize my finger is not moving, but the background is. And that's how they found out that the Earth rotation was moving in space. So I know that's kind of like still confusing a little bit, but imagine this. They use the stellar parallax as an equation to measure the distance between the stars and the sun, and the same star to the Earth. So if you pick a star, let's say the North Star, okay? We're going to pick a North Star because that's the only one I really know by name. So you're going to pick the North Star, and you're going to measure the distance between the star and the sun. And when you start measuring that distance for a couple of weeks, days, weeks, months, you realize the distance doesn't really change the numbers. But if you take that same star and you measure the distance between the Earth and the star, you're going to realize over weeks that the distance changed because the Earth is constantly rotating around the sun. What am I saying?
Wait, the background was moving the whole time. Say
Yep, the background was moving the whole time. That's exactly it. So if you realize that they realized that when they did that equation, they were finding out that the Earth was moving and not the sun. Because again, the sun is a star. It doesn't move. Another way they found out the Earth was rotating is the Foucault pendulum. I'm not 100% sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I do apologize. So the Foucault pendulum was created by, you guessed it, French scientist Leon Foucault, because it's in the name of the title. He created the pendulum, which is my okay drawing over here. He created a giant iron ball, I think it's iron carbon, the iron or carbon, and he created a pendulum, and he hung it super, super high, like 50, 80 feet above, and what he did was underneath it, he created a sundial, and what he would do is he would grab the pendulum and toss it, and it would go only back and forth, back and forth. It would not go right, it would not go left. It would go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the sundial would rotate with the Earth. And the sundial will never move other than front or forward. And we'll be making a sundial, so it's a little bit makes more sense. So you can tell the time when the Earth was rotating by just the pendulum swinging over that number. Or in Paris Observatory, they use dominoes. So every single time it knocked down a domino, a certain amount of time passed. And the pendulum only swung back and forth. Never right or left, only back and forth. So that's the Foucault pendulum. So that's how they found out that the Earth was. The camera is tilted. No, oh, okay. It's from my eyes. So, what are other stuff we want to learn about the Earth's orbit? Well, let me tell you some patterns in the sky. Number one, night and day. You can tell when the Earth is rotating and it's on its own axis from night and day. Did you know that your shadow gets huge when the sun rises and it sets? Now, who can tell me which direction the sun rises? Ding, 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 ding. It rises in the east. The information shocked Miss Tiff so much she passed out, guys. It rises in the east. So when the sun is coming up, our shadow gets bigger, and then when it gets on top, it doesn't get as big because it's pointing down. But then when it goes to the west, because that's where the sun goes down, our shadow gets big again, and then it disappears, and then we get nighttime. Now, this one really got me, my brain to stop for a bit, because so when our Earth is rotating around the sun, you get different constellation and stars. So if you think about it, you're not seeing the same stars and constellation every month. That's why we have the zodiac sign. Like right now, it's Libra. I'm a Libra. So we are seeing the month of October, constellation and stars. And it changes every month. So the only stars that you do see repeatedly is like the North Stars or the South Stars. But other than that, you don't see the same stars every month until, well, I'll see the Libra constellation next October. So isn't that crazy? That blew my mind when I found out. I had to stop doing my research for a bit and actually think about it. Because it's true. You don't see the same stars. And that's why we have all those different constellations, Aries, the Cancer sign, Capricorn, what else is there? Miss Tiff is a Capricorn. Virgos. Sagittarius. All those in the skies in different months. That's so crazy, right?
Yes.
I never thought about that. It really tripped my mind when I found it. So, yeah, that's the patterns in the sky. Now, remember when I said the Earth rotates around the sun. What's the question?
Sadie has a question.
Yes.
She would like to know how long would it take to get to Mars from Earth? Ooh.
How long will it take to get to Mars from Earth?
Yeah.
That's a good question. That I actually haven't found out. Well, we're going to have our handy-dandy researcher, Miss Tiff, pull out to see how long it was. I'm going to take an estimated guess because that's what science is all about. Let me see. It is going to take 12 years.
It would take you 9 months.
It would take you 9 months.
It would take you 9 months to get to
Mars
in a spaceship.
Oh.
9 months. Oy, that's a long time.
Okay, so I guess 5 years. That was wrong, and that's okay. So, Sadie, to answer your questions, it will take 9 months to travel from Earth to Mars. You better make a list of what's going to keep you occupied. Don't say Fortnite. Because you can't play with anyone.
Good question.
That was a good question. Good job, Sadie. Give yourself a pat on the back. Okay, so remember when I said earlier that the Earth rotates around the sun 365.25 days? And you're wondering, what's the 0.25 for? Why is that there? Well, let me explain that to you. You know how every 4 years we have that one day on February 29th? That's called lunar year. That makes up for the missing 0.25 that we have in our 365 days. Because if we didn't have leap year, the seasons and months will be out of sync. So slowly over time, you're going to see summer turning into fall, fall turning into winter, winter turning to spring. And it continues that until whenever, honestly, until we fix it, which we did. That's why we created leap year. So yeah, you always wonder, why do we have leap year? Well, that's why. So we can fix that 0.25, because we can't have a 0.25 day. I don't think we can.
I always thought it was so Disney could be open 24 hours.
Disney can be open 24 hours. That'll be very magical. So with our Earth rotating, that also creates time zones. Can you take a guess, Miss Sif, how many time zones we have in the world?
7?
That's a good guess, Miss Tiff. She guessed 7.
Pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. What about you out there? How many time zones do you think we have? I'm going to give you a little bit of time. How many time zones do you think we have? And not just in America. I'll let you know that later. What in the whole entire world? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It has 24 different time zones.
Oh, makes sense. 24 hours in a day.
Yeah, right? I didn't get that till now. She just said that. And they're all an hour separate from each other. So America only has 4 different time zones. Pacific, which is where we are, Mountain, Central, and the East. And so they're all different by like an hour.
Sadie says 4 million time zones.
400
million.
400,000 time zones? You know what? That was a good guess, Sadie. I appreciate that you are participating and giving us guesses, because that's what good scientists do. 400,000. You know, probably honestly if you count the seconds. So that's how many time zones that we have and how different they are from each other. Let me give you some awesome facts about other planets in our solar system. It's not all of them, but it's a good amount. Mercury. Did you know it has 87 days in a year for Mercury? That's barely 3 months here on planet Earth. Jupiter has 12 years to 1 year on our planet Earth. Can you imagine that your first birthday doesn't happen until you're 12 years old? Imagine that, you're a grown person. And then you wouldn't be able to go to kinder until you're 60 years old. What the world? Imagine just a bunch of us 60 and just in kinder learning about cats and dogs. That's funny, right? Saturn has 10.5 hours in a day. Not even 12 hours, just 10.5. Yeah, it's weird, huh? Venus has 5,000 hours just for 1 day. Just for 1 day. 5,000 hours. You know how much you can do in 5,000 hours? A lot. A lot. You can start your own company. You can start selling flowers. You can make stuff. I don't know. You can make art. You can be a scientist. I couldn't even imagine a year. I can't read it.
A year that short.
I can't even imagine a year that short.
Yeah.
I know, right? 87 days to 1 year for Mercury.
Gosh, that'd be so crazy.
That'd be way too crazy. I don't know. I think I would like to be on Venus because of all the time they give you. 5,000 hours? Yeah, I'm going to take that. All right, so that's our Earth orbiting. Now, to the fun part. Our DIY project. So I hope you guys saw our Facebook post. So you're going to need a plate. And I hope you guys were able to print out the sundial. If not, you can literally draw this on your paper plate. So do not worry if you do not have it. You need a glue stick. A straw. I forgot what it was called. A pencil. Scissors. And a tape. This has nothing to do with it. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing first is that, I'm going to be cutting kind of like an outline of my sundial. I'm going to wait for Miss Tiff to get the shot so we're not too dizzy. Yay! So I'm just going to cut around. Let me draw it out for you guys to see what I'm cutting so you guys know. I hope you guys can see that. I drew a pencil around what I'm going to be cutting. Up, 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 up. Awesome. So now, take my handy dandy scissors. I'm going to cut. If you're not comfortable with cutting this and you rather have your guardian or caretaker, whoever's with you, to do it, then you may do so. There's no shame in asking for help. That's one of the ways of being a good scientist. Now, while we're doing this, does anyone have any comments or questions that they have? Just go ahead and type it out. Go ahead and type it out.
The city lady.
Say
Said
it.
said it. But if I lived on Venus, I think I would spend the entire day either gaming or eating.
Oh my gosh.
Feeling ya. It's awesome.
I feel like Sadie and Aiden would have a good time. Gaming and eating, she said.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I remind me I'm starving.
Me too. So, we cut our sundial part. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to measure it to see if it will fit on my plate. There we go. This is my new face mask. Now I'm gonna glue it. Ooh, this is a new glue too. Ooh, it's so fresh. I'm gonna glue it down. Hope you guys are also having a great day so far. Hope you're having fun with this. I'm having fun. I actually really enjoy learning about the Earth's orbit and rotation. And I was very shocked too to find out that it was 365.25 days. So crazy. So crazy. Mine is not centered. That's okay. We're gonna fix it. Okay, now it's centered.
Good.
Good. I'm gonna add a little bit of tape on the edges because my glue, since it is new, it doesn't want to stay. So, just gonna tape some ends. Miss Tiff, do you have a certain planet that you like, or which one do you like to live on?
Sadie said, measuring. One of the one things I don't like in science. Let's get the character.
Hello, Sadie.
I know. What's the one what?
What's the one planet that you like the most or would like to live on?
Oh, man. Saturn, it's really pretty and it has rings. I like rings.
Rings. Did you know Uranus? Is it Uranus?
Uranus?
Yeah, Uranus has a ring also, but it's not that big. It's really thin, but you can't really see it. All right. So I glued mine and taped it down.
Nice.
Nice, nice, nice. Now I'm gonna poke a hole with a very sharp pencil. If you're not comfortable, ask an adult to do this. Miss Tiff? No.
Come and poke this hole.
Come and poke this hole. Okay, I'm gonna poke it in the center of the dot right there.
Got it.
Gonna poke it.
Sadie said she wants to live on Venus.
Venus? You too? We're gonna be roommates, Sadie. There, I poked the hole. I'm putting it through.
Roomies.
Roomies. And we're gonna take our straw. And you see the bendable part right here? Bend. It's like a worm. Yeah. I'm gonna put it through. And then I'm going to bend it and tape it down so it stays forever.
Cool.
Forever. If you know another way to make a sundial, share it with us.
Sadie said, yay!
Yay! She's like, we're gonna... Oh, she's saying yay to the roommate part. I thought she was saying yay to strapping this forever.
No, for the roommate.
All right. So that is my sundial. Now we're going to do an experiment. I'm going to grab my phone so I can have a light. I'm going to turn off the extra light so we can see the sundial in action. I know I'm out of shot. Oh, yeah, huh?
Okay, I'm going to turn it.
I realized, yes, I'm wearing pajama pants.
It's pajama day.
It's pajama day. Okay. Just if you want to get a good angle with it.
Okay.
You got this, Queen.
I'm gonna try my best.
She got this, because Miss Tiff is awesome.
Okay. Zoom in. What are we trying to show here?
We're going to show, let me face it towards you. We're going to show the sun rising from the east to the west. And we're going to observe the sun shadow here. And we're going to observe the time.
Hold up.
Oh, that's good. Okay, this is sunrise. Good morning, world. What a beautiful day. Look, you see the shadow? Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm on the wrong way. Okay. That. Look at that. It's in the east. Okay, we're waking up. Now we're traveling up. Oh, it's one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that cool? And you can see what time it is. It's high noon. I hope someone gets that reference. Isn't that cool? And now the sun is setting.
Good night.
Good night, world. Ah.
Whoa.
Whoa. Wasn't that cool?
One more time.
One more time. One more time. Let's do one more time. Ready? Ready? Okay. Wake up, everyone.
That is cool.
The sun is rising.
And you were right about the shadows.
Right?
Now the shadow's kind of small.
And then
it gets ginormous.
ginormous.
Cool.
Boom. So, when it's a nice sunny day outside and you want to take your sundial out, put it somewhere that a raccoon will not get, and put it out, and check every once in a while to see what time it is by using your sundial and seeing the shadows. So, yeah, this is actually really cool. I'm going to put it outside our facility to see how it looks and try it out ourselves. So, yeah. That's all it is today. Thank you, my little scientists, for joining. Hopefully you guys get to make your own sundial. And if you have any other ways of making it, feel free to take a picture of it and post it on this video's comment section. We will have our STEM class again with kinders to second grade with Miss Tammy next Wednesday at 2:30. And of course, with third grade and above with me on Fridays from 2:30 as well for third graders and above. Also, if you have any elementary age kids and you need a break from online learning, because I understand we all do, we actually facilitate that here and help the students with their assignments and making sure they're on their Zoom and paying attention. So if you'd like to check that out, check that on our Facebook. Make sure you subscribe, get the notifications on our Facebook, and this will also be on our YouTube channel. So if you miss any past ones and you're just joining today, go check on our YouTube. We have a playlist for you there so you can watch from the beginning. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you guys for joining.
See you next week.
Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye. The earth.